Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adini Ajishafe. Well, we start with Super Falcons story. Super Falcons will be hitting Mexico soon to play in the four-nation tournament that will be coming up between Nigeria, Colombia, Costa Rica, and also Mexico. That will be nice because they need to at least fight-in that particular team before the World Cup that will be coming up in Australia. Australia and New Zealand will be hosting the next World Cup. And right now, Super Falcons will be playing some friendlies. We're having the studio Yusuf Akogu and also Noel Samson. Good to have you.
We are back
Always
again.
a pleasure.
Yes, we are back again.
Good one. Now, let's look at the Super Falcons together. Super Falcons right now, we know that when it comes to the women competition as football in Africa, yes, they are the queen. But recently, the last one they play in Morocco, they struggled. They really struggled.
Absolutely.
So right now, you just have to look at the fact that Super Falcons needs to up their game. They'll be playing this friendly. And this friendly will help them because they'll be playing against Mexico, Costa Rica, Colombia. We know how good they are. And they'll be facing these three nations in this four-nation tournament. And that will be very nice.
Yeah, I think it's going to be it's a very good one for them, you know, preparing them ahead of the World Cup. Like you rightly said, in Africa, we are the queen in Africa. But again, when it comes to the global stage, our performance is not still below par. And even though in Africa, we're already losing our footing. The last edition, we struggled against Morocco, against South Africa. And then thankfully, we are going to the World Cup, and I think we should actually learn from there. I think one thing, again, we need to know is that the female football is growing. We see what Barcelona and the rest are actually doing in Europe and all that. So we need to invest more in female football. You see what Morocco is doing. Nobody gave them a chance, even when they were the host, but they did so well in that tournament. And again, I think this Four Nations tournament, I think it's going to be a very good one. It's to prepare the team, yes, actually, prepare them, and then playing against the Americans, and I think it's going to be a very good one. Even though we know that some of the best female team, actually, some of them are in Europe, Germany, Sweden, Norway, France, US, China, and even all of them. So it's a very good one for them to put them in shape, of course, for the tournament.
Yeah, when I saw the set of teams we played, the set of countries we played against, I was like, wow, it's very nice because those in their own those if we are to break it internationally, those people are quite better than us. So playing against them, preparing against the World Cup, it's a good preparation and a good morale booster for the players. And this Leicester City vice captain,
Plumter?
Yeah, she'll be coming also to
Ashley.
She'll be coming also to the way at the competitions is a very good one. So hopefully, the mindset the coach said before that you just want to pass the round of 16. I want him to just
change it.
Yes. So with this competition, I think we should be able to get to the semi-final because we are playing against good teams, and I'm sure we learned from our mistake from the Africa Nations Cup, where it was disappointing to us because it was something that if the Super Eagles are disappointing us, the Super Falcons won't be disappointing us. So, but at least we forgive them because they've won it 9 times, and we've only won it 3 times from the male side. So it's let's overlook that and face.
At least even the guys who didn't qualify, they qualified for the World Cup. Yes, they qualified for the World Cup. So that alone should be something.
That should be.
Yes, and they still managed. They came fourth.
Yes.
Right. What happened to Super Eagles at the last?
You're repeating that we didn't qualify for World Cup again. Something
sometimes I don't like to compare them because when you talk about men football,
yes,
the men football is well developed.
Agreed, but what happened that the developed men football
did not go for the World Cup?
That's where we are getting it wrong.
The competition is stiffer. In men football, for example, in men football, let's look at it. In men football, you are competing against the like of Morocco, Algeria, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire.
Will you have been competing against banana or mango?
No, if the same energy
when it comes to female football, the development is just started. It started in about 3 or 4 years ago in Africa. We've dominated from until that point. Super Falcons have been dominating. You understand? So the rest of Africa is like, okay, it's just like they have a meeting. Let's come together and solve this, monopoly of Nigeria. I think that is what is happening. I think with time, that stronghold that we hold in Africa, if we continue to be like Adasika, just the way we are right now, we're going to lose it much.
But sometimes
it will be difficult for us, just like it's difficult for the men to win the AFCON now to continue.
I want you to know something. When we're dominating, were those the other African countries not playing the game also too?
They were. Do you know at a point so we're winning games 10-0, 9-0, 8-0. Okay, today we struggled to score 2-1.
But the main thing, the thing
1-0.
I want us to know is that at least those girls were trying their best to dominate. Us, when have we tried our best to dominate before? They talk about the male team. If the same energy given to this male team is given to this female team, I'm very sure we'll become world champions. That's what I believe. I'm very, very sure of it. And even, in fact, the problem is not even the male. You see that male Super Eagles team is our problem. Look at the 17. Look at we always perform. The male team perform better in that category. But we still have good under 17 players in other countries. Look at Europe and South America and Asia.
So there are quite a whole lot of things you look at when it comes to female football. Under 17, under 20, yes, you can actually be doing well. But when it comes to the male football, the senior national team,
what's our problem?
A different ball
what is our
game.
Problem? What is our
we
problem?
don't have a problem.
We have.
It's a different ball game. What you know is that the male team has, the male football, senior male football, has developed to a certain extent that it's difficult for it to catch up. Do you understand? So almost everyone is investing, is building on himself.
But sorry, Mr. Yusuf, but there was a time when you hear the Super Eagles for Nigeria, that fear will be there. But why is it not like that again?
Nobody's afraid anymore. Everybody is developing.
But
so the fear is
more there.
It's not like in world football. Before, when you hear Brazil,
yes,
in world football, it sent fear down to your spine. But they were dumped out of the World Cup by Croatia. Croatia, a country of less than 4 million people. You understand? So that fear is no more there. Remember at the World Cup in Atlanta 96, our first game against Brazil, we lost 3-1. When we met them again in that semi-final, we were able to, is it not the same Brazil we played in the first leg? Let's try and see how we can beat them. And we eventually won that game. And then won the tournament eventually.
What I'm saying, since you are pampering our Super
I'm not pampering them.
You are pampering. Let them know they are pampering them. But they are doing well in their international clubs. Look at the way they play. But why can't they bring the same form from that club, from their different clubs down to our
national team is not the same as playing for your club side.
What of other teams is doing well?
Where?
Look at the likes of Morocco.
If you look
at the likes of what do you call this? The likes of France, the likes of even Argentina also too.
Are you telling me that all the teams that have their players performing very well at the club side are the one doing well at the major
but at least most of them. But look at the French
Argentina team that won the World Cup.
Yes.
If you look at their players, you can actually pick few ones that are actually doing well at the club
side. That you know of. Because most of them play. As a team, there's that cohesion. There's that determination. That's it. I say, we must end the game. Where is our determination, Super Eagles? It's there, but we're facing stiffer competition. Why can't we be? And there's quite a lot to do in terms of management as well. You can't take that one away. But when your players are not getting their bonuses and what is entitled to them, what do you expect them to do? But the other country, I don't know how sure it is, but I heard of the Brazil. It seems they don't even pay their players. It's a policy. It's a policy. They don't pay their players. If they don't pay them, it's a policy. And it's not as if what is entitled to somebody will take it. No. I was even when I was watching prior to the competition when they were announcing players.
Well, to just come in now, let's be sincere to ourselves. If you give the attention we are giving to the men, 40% of the attention the Super Eagles actually get, if you give it to Super Falcons, and you see the difference. One. Two, if you are justifying the fact that because international club football is different from country football, Brazil, you say it's a policy, they don't pay them, and they are doing well. You that they are paying, it's not as if they don't pay you at all, right? Even though they still pay you. Well. Now, are we going to be justifying the fact that Super Eagles recently, in fact, even since 2013, we've been struggling after that Nations Cup? Yes. Till now, we have not been able to balance. Okay, this is Super Eagles. That before, when they mention Super Eagles, you can sit down, cross your leg, and be like, okay, this is going to happen. We're going to win. But now, either they are running and they are panting. The passion is not there yet. Administratively, we have to get it right. But the boys, the players, they have themselves to blame. Don't shit. They have their own set of blame. They are not serious. See, he made mention about Morocco.
You know what Morocco has done to their football in the last 2 to 3 years in terms of investment across board.
Administrative-wise, they have
no
their
one
blame.
was surprised when they made semi-final.
Personally.
But the players themselves, they too have their blame.
When Brazil
but the problem of Nigeria started from the administration. If you get it right administratively,
it's everywhere.
If you get it right administratively, the boys will sit up. We have had issues. I was personally angry when Victor Osimhen did not turn up for our last friendly game. I was mad at him. Why? We saw what you did, what you're doing for your club
for
side.
Napoli.
Now the Super Eagles need you. You feign injury. After the friendly, you became okay. You went to play friendly with your club side, which is not fair. So administratively, we need to get it right. Get all the best Super Eagles players of Nigeria origin, wherever they are, to play for Nigeria.
That we need, yes, administratively we need to get it right. But you see that World Cup match against Ghana in Abuja, they have everything. Nothing that they needed that was not available. The support was massive. You saw the population at the stadium. That alone should inspire them
Sorry for cutting short, sir. When I was watching when they were calling Brazil players for World Cup, they were I told them with their families. When they called Richardson, you can see how the whole family, they were happy. I'm not sure Nigerians would be, if Osimhen could be, let me use it. Then I don't understand if you get my point. The passion is not, because how they were crying that because they're making it to World Cup. But I'm not, our boys, we know, if we no go, we no go. I know that passion is not there.
It's an African thing. I don't know, maybe when we go to Europe, test their food, test their facilities.
When we lost ours against Ghana, I was at the stadium, even before the whole fracas started. Only few of them were actually remorseful.
Yeah, I think
only few.
Yeah, I
they're just matching. They're just going.
You can even apologize to the fans.
It don't happen.
I felt we actually lost that game in Kumasi. The first leg, we had a chance.
Even if it was
we had a chance to beat, we had a chance to beat Ghana in Kumasi.
Anyway, let's just we actually delve into Super Eagles and Super Falcons. Really, Super Falcons right now they'll be playing Four Nations friendly between Nigeria, Mexico, Costa Rica, and also Colombia, and hopefully they'll be able to use that to fine-tune themselves before the World Cup begins. But really, Super Falcons and Super Eagles, when it comes to the comparison, it's no chance at all. 9-time winners versus 3-time winner. It doesn't actually all go well. But right now, let's talk about the Spanish Copa del Rey fixtures that will be coming up. Let's talk about the matches that will be involving Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid. What a match. The derby between Diego Simeone and Carlo Ancelotti. Valencia, the Mestalla Stadium, will be hosting Atletico Bilbao. Another tough one there. But right now, let's start with Valencia versus Atletico Bilbao.
To me, I give it to Valencia. They're going to win because they have more. To me, I don't just have that conviction in me
that they will beat Atletico. Atletico Bilbao, right?
Yes. But for Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, I know Real Madrid has not been in one of the greatest forms so far for in recent times. So I'll give it to. It's going to be a draw between the two of them. Atletico and both Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, because even Atletico Madrid too, they are not the greatest form because if Simeone says he's going to leave the club at the end of the season, so I give it to them a draw. But Valencia is going to win Atletico Bilbao. So
for Yusuf, do you think it's going to be a draw between Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid? A derby there?
Yeah, the two teams know themselves very well. They live in the same city. So it's going to be a very tough one for them. But even though the two teams, just like you said, have not really been in the best of form. But again, the chase for prominence, I think Diego Simeone, his priority should be Champions League, not Copa del Rey. I think he's won all of them.
But Cup is Cup, at least. Yeah, seriously, the last Cup, it should be better for him to win one.
Absolutely, but the one he has never won is Champions League, and he's been chasing it all his life since he's been at Atletico Madrid. But I think given the rivalry and then the head-to-head between the two of them, I think I'll give it to Real Madrid, 1-0.
1-0.
At the end of the day, yes.
What about
Valencia? On paper, yes. I think Valencia has an edge, but again, you can't actually rule out Atletico Bilbao. So it's going to be a very tight one. I think I'll go with a draw.
But from the way it is, Bilbao, that's a team that you don't ever underestimate.
Yes.
Don't
especially
underestimate
to Man U. You don't need to lay to Barcelona. Man U is always scared of it. That's a man. I like we dealt with Man U for some times, either in Europa and Champions League. So you should give them upper hand.
Let's see who wins that particular battle between those two matches coming up. Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid over there at the Santiago, where they'll be fighting for honors there. Diego Simeone, can he get this done so that at least he can still get a cup? He will be dropping the leadership over there as the coach or manager of Atletico Madrid at the end of the season. He has really done well with that team. He has been with them for a very long time, and right now, Diego Simeone will be leaving at the end of the season. Right now, we talk about the Spanish Copa del Rey fixtures there. And quickly, we look at a Nigerian player, talking about Murphy, has been in superlative form for his club Lorient, and he has been scoring a lot of goals. But right now, Olympic Marseille, West Ham, OGC Nice are all in the race to sign him. But news came out that Murphy rejects Marseille. He could be joining OGC Nice, also in France, although Marseille is also in France. But maybe due to terms of the deal, is rejecting that Marcel deal, or could it be fear of competition?
Well, I really don't know. Initially I was expecting him to move to
Marcel. EPL, okay, for West Ham,
exactly,
right?
Yes, West Ham. But again, when this news surfaced yesterday that he rejected Marcel deal, I was, taken aback. But again, I think this thing, the transfer stuff shouldn't, settle him. He should at least sort it out before the transfer window, which end, next week. I think moving to Nice as against Marseille is somehow a little bit tricky, because when you put the two teams side by side, I think Marseille is more of a competition than OG Nice.
But the fact is, if you look at, at times, when you look at the terms of your deal, the deal being presented to you, it may not actually favor you, so better don't sign. Or he's looking at, okay, if I actually move to Marseille, who are the players I'm going to meet on ground? Okay, can I penetrate? Can I easily get my number 9 as a striker? The way he's enjoying his playing time in Lorient right now, you could find it easy if he moves to Nice. And it could be like, West Ham. I remember, some Nigerians went there and they couldn't pick up. And the competitiveness in EPL, I don't want any, let me just stay first. Let me enjoy myself.
To me, if that's what he thinks, that, okay, he doesn't want competition, that means he's taking a lure of himself. Because to me, Marcel...
Good player must fight.
Marcel, OG Nice, West Ham. The difference is clear. West Ham, you have more viewers in West Ham, you have more money, and possibly one of the biggest teams.
They may not have more money.
Yes. No, okay. Yes, I'm talking about, but now when you talk about financial pay, it seems the EPL
it doesn't matter. It depends on the clubs.
It depends on the club and then
the deal.
Exactly. But to me, there
are so many players any better than some EPL players.
But to me, I would prefer to pay in EPL, because if I prepare EPL, probably one of the big teams in England want to get me, and that's just the truth. You have Man, you have Chelsea, you have Man City.
And again,
if it performs well,
and again, you also have to look at, maybe it's time to learn from experience. You remember when Nagawa was at Shakhtar Donetsk? He was on fire almost every week, but when he moved to EPL,
Emenike came to West Ham.
Absolutely.
What happened?
All of them, Kelechi and Ahmed Musa,
fire for Russia.
Exactly. Taiwo was on fire for Marseille. He got lost today. So maybe the guy has look at that, look at those history, and okay, let me look at my option. Then maybe if moving to Nice will guarantee him playing time, I think let him stay.
But if you look at the likes of Awuni, who is doing good, the likes of Ndidi, who is doing good for Leicester City, and the likes of Nwubu, who is doing good for the likes of Everton. You should look at not only the negative aspect,
those are isolated numbers. We saw Yakubu Ayegbeni came in, and then I think one of the best African striker.
So like Kanu for Arsenal also too.
Exactly.
But it seems the odds doesn't really favor most Nigerians.
Mikel for Chelsea also too.
Mikel, Kanu, Ayegbeni, those three actually stood out, but the rest struggled. Even Obafemi Martin struggled with Newcastle.
Babayaro,
you understand?
Brentford
Babayaro too was in down mode. He was able to do well with Chelsea.
He was for Chelsea.
Yes, and maybe a few others, but really, EPL Nigerians playing in other leagues, moving to EPL, they find it very difficult to adapt.
Exactly. I think those that move from Nigeria,
it's better for them.
Yes, but from other leagues down to
sometimes. But although Kanu one coming from Italy, when did that art stuff started?
Yes, but again, he was already playing competitive football from Ajax to winning the.
But Yakubu Ayegbeni really had a good time. EPL was made for Yakubu.
Yakubu moved from Maccabi Haifa to Portsmouth.
From there,
Ports brought them out from relegation.
He was moving to different, and he was performing.
I was playing well, exactly.
Blackburn Rover, Portsmouth, Derby, all of them.
He played for Everton also too.
Everton, yes, the Yak. Well, just to take you back there, a lot of Nigerians are looking at Murphy's story right now. Well, he knows why he doesn't want to move to West Ham, Marcel, and he could be moving to OGC Nice before the transfer window closed. But from the way it is right now, we don't know if Murphy will be moving, but the deal is saying he actually rejects Marcel, Olympique Marcel there. Now let's talk about another one, Chelsea right now. Chelsea to drop interest in Everton winger Anthony Gordon. Gordon is a player of Everton, and news came out that Newcastle and Chelsea are in war over this young lad, 21, that plays under 21 for England. But right now it is possible that Chelsea are ready to drop their interest. Even Newcastle too are not ready to go into war. They will be looking at, maybe they will go for Hakim Ziyech, who Roma is also looking at. So Newcastle and Chelsea may be dropping their interest in Anthony.
Well, it's a very tricky one. If you look at the transfer window, Chelsea have really done a lot of business in the last couple of weeks. So they are actually looking at their options and what they have available. They have spent so much money. I think what the new manager needs to do now is to see how he can put the players that he has together. They are raw talents, very good players that he has brought in. So they need to put them together and actually see what they can actually get. He can't actually rule out the like of Anthony Gordon. Is a very good player. If the Newcastle and Everton and Chelsea actually drop in their interest, then it's actually you have to look at the deal as well. Probably the deal is not favorable. England, they have a way of overrating their players, so maybe it's part of what is contributing to that loss of interest from the two English giants.
Yeah, let me ask the Chelsea.
Actually, I don't even know why Chelsea are actually going for the guy for this young lad now, because you have players who I'm not sure most of them are not even have playing chance to the end of the season, and that's the point. You're not bringing this young man at 21. You don't expect him. You have Pulisic in form, Ziyech in form, Sterling in form, or this new player Modric being in form, and you want him to play. Where's the chance for him to play? So I think dropping the press would be the best thing for them.
I think Modric should sue you for calling me.
I think the issue again is I don't think those players are informed. If they are informed, Chelsea would have been in top 4. You understand? So I think they are actually looking at their options and see who can come in and actually help the team. But again, if the deal is not good, I don't blame Chelsea or Newcastle.
You should not bring that we are not informed, Mr.
For dropping their interest.
You are hurting us by saying we are not informed. We are only passing through a phase and we overcome it.
Everybody passed through phases.
We are passing.
I'm agree. I'm happy you admit that.
Now you guys are passing through.
We are overcoming it already.
What a way to go there. Chelsea passing through some phases right now, but they will overcome it. According to Noel Sampson there. Let's still talk about Chelsea. The Blues will be at least trying to drag against Liverpool to sign a player of Wolverhampton Wanderers. His name is Matheus Nunes. Nunes right now is generating a lot of attention from the two clubs, and they will be going to see who will be signing this midfielder.
I don't really know what Chelsea wants. What do you want again?
They want to sign everyone.
I don't know, maybe they're trying to offload some set of players off. But you are trying to sign.
But I think January. They have their plan. They want to bring in players so that by the time they want to offload those ones, they have their players on ground.
But it's looking like panic buying.
It's panic. To me, it's panic. Because if you can buy for Fana,
let me tell you something.
Million,
but today, I still don't know why Chelsea sacked Tuchel. Graham Potter, yes, he's an English coach, he's a very good coach, but his case is becoming like that of David Moyes. You understand? So David Moyes came in and saw that Man United is a bigger project than what he expected. I think Chelsea is too big for Graham Potter.
Well, let's see what we have concerning the Blues now. Let's take Barcelona. Barcelona right now, who's actually let Ferran Torres to go from the way it is. They could sell forward Ferran Torres in the summer. The man that moved from Manchester City, maybe he should have just stayed back in Manchester City.
I think the competition was also stiff there for him.
Okay.
If he was good enough, they wouldn't have allowed him to go. If they can, free the like of what's his name now? Raheem Sterling. And then once, so I think it's really a very difficult one for him, and I hope he get a good club that suits him.
I don't even know I don't know. Most Spanish players are obsessed with Barcelona. Everything they want to play for Barcelona, play for Barcelona.
Now you don't go to Barcelona.
What's not happening now?
Oh my goodness. He has moved to Barcelona now, and it's possible that they will be offloading him at the end of the season. We wait and see what's going to be happening concerning the Blue Runner, as they call them. They are concerning Ferran Torres. That will be it on 360 Sport. We have Yusuf Akogu, thank you very much. And also Noel Sampson, the Chelsea man. You change the name of your player. What a way to go. Well, I am Adeni Aji Shafer. Thanks for watching.